So just in this month alone, I finished the school year, I went to another anime convention and presented a panel, and I bought a new car. To say that I'm tired is an understatement. Hello all of my otaku friends, my name is Profitaku, and welcome back to my channel for my May 2024 manga haul. I've got a ton of great stuff to show off to y'all, but even more special, we have a manga unboxing courtesy of Merry Manga Company. Stay tuned. So let's start with the Merry Manga unboxing, and of course I've been singing high praises of this company, my go-to place to shop for manga online. Carl is such a great businessman. He knows what the people want and he does customer service to a T. Highly recommend them. So one of the big things I love about Merry Manga Company is the packaging, and this one is no exception. You see that we've got a bunch of different little bundles of manga here. Just such great customer service. It's like Christmas. I don't even know what's inside each little bundle, so let's be surprised together, shall we? All right, we've got a bunch of smaller volumes here. First up, from 7 Seas, we have Skip and Loafer Volume 9, probably my favorite slice of life series currently publishing. I love our main characters. They're so much fun. The whole cast is super interesting. A very wholesome manga about friendship. From Square Enix, we have Smoking Behind the Supermarket with You Volume 2, a really interesting manga. Middle-aged man, he's a business corporate guy down on his luck, and his only solace is going to his favorite convenience store and meeting up with his favorite cashier, but he smokes behind the supermarket, and then there is this girl who also smokes behind the supermarket with him, even though he doesn't know that. Very funny manga, a very interesting romance. Can't wait to see what Volume 2 brings. Here we are with Volume 4 of a shoujo series that I absolutely love, My Girlfriend's Child. I have spoken very high praises of this series. I love the educational aspect of it. I love how it respects teen pregnancy and kind of details all the different options that people have in Japan in the healthcare system. Very good manga. I can't wait to see what this brings to the table. Everybody needs to have this thing in their collection. And last up in this little bundle is Volume 4 of a series nobody ever talks about, My Dear Friend Nokotan. It follows this ex-Yakuza high school girl who goes to school and she joins the deer club where she is paired up with this girl who is a deer. It is very funny, stupid comedy, but if you like just dumb humor, this is going to be the one for you. Really silly, turn your brain off read, and I just find this to be such an underrated series in the comedy sphere of manga. All right, going into the box here, we've got another bundle, just one of 2 more left, so it's a smaller little thing here. Let's see what we got in here. Always exciting. Oh, just 2 volumes here. First up, this is all Viz Media. First up is volume 35 of Black Clover, probably my favorite ongoing Shonen Jump series. This is phenomenal. I know it's a little bit more difficult to get into, but Black Clover is a perfect example of a Shonen Jump manga that every single arc gets better and better. I love our cast of characters. I love the power system. I love everything that this manga has going for it, and it is shaping up to be something really special. The last volume started the last arc of the series, and it was absolutely nuts. I can't wait to see what this last arc brings to the table. And a shoujo series everybody loves, we have volume 41 of Yona of the Dawn, a fantastic shoujo series that bridges the gap between shoujo, seinen, shonen, lots of action, politics, romance. So this has a little bit of everything for everybody. So yes, a shoujo series I highly recommend. And the last bundle here, this is a big one. Oh my goodness, what do we got in here? All right, first up, a Viz Sig. This is a brand new series. If I mispronounce this, let's see. Hira Yasumi Volume 1. So this series follows our 29-year-old male main character. He is totally carefree, does not have a full-time job, but he couldn't be happier. One day he makes an unsuspecting friendship with a grouchy old woman and he ends up inheriting her house. And then his 18-year-old cousin moves in with him. Hijinks ensue. Very interesting series, very highly acclaimed. So I'm curious to see what this has to bring to the table in this beautiful edition. A conclusion to a series here, we have Volume 5, so that collects the last volume and a half of Marmalade Boy and these beautiful collector's editions from 7 Seas. I really enjoy this shoujo series, a classic shoujo series. You've got the stepbrother, stepsister trope with a weird family swap dynamic, cohabitation. It's very, very funny. There is some standard, typical tropes in here that may rub you the wrong way, but overall, it's a really, really great series and a great addition. A classic shoujo series if you like those classic things, and I've really enjoyed the 2 omnibuses that I have read of this series. A continuation here, we have volume 4 of Gap, Papa, Daddy at Work and at Home, a fantastic, wholesome series following our main character husband. He's a doting father and husband at home. At work, he's stone cold. Nobody likes to talk to him, even though they want to build a relationship with him, but that's just how he is. But it is so cute. I absolutely love the little child. She is so wholesome and so pure, and every episode is really cute and funny. Full color. I just highly recommend this. It just gives me warm and fuzzy feelings on the inside every time I read it. And last but not least, from Mary Manga Company, we have volume 23 of Children of the Whales, and I will save this final volume to show off later in this haul. So let's continue on with the things I picked up from the rest of the month, but here we are with a huge series, a complete series after what you just saw. I have volumes 1 to 22 here. Volume 23 was the last volume of Children of the Whales. I picked this up from Tony Reed's Manga. She did not like this series, but the premise is super interesting. It follows this group of people who live on this floating city in the middle of the ocean. It seems intriguing with very interesting magical fantasy elements in here. I've heard there's some storytelling issues. The art looks really beautiful. I'm definitely one to give this a chance because I really enjoy shoujo series that aren't stereotypically shoujo. It's got like a very different premise. It's not your fluffy high school romance. So we'll see what this one has to bring to the table. Here we are with a volume 1 of a new Shonen Jump series, Gakurakuge. This follows a guy who is kind of a person of hire. He goes around defeating monsters if the price is right in this kind of slummish town. Seems stereotypical. I mean, this sounds like a Shonen Jump series I'm not necessarily going to enjoy. Let me know down in the comments if you've read this before, but I always like to give Shonen Jump series a 1-volume try just to see if I want to pick it up. From Kodansha, we just have 2 volumes here. Volumes 2 and 3 of Nina, the Starry Bride. I've really enjoyed this shoujo series. This award-winning series from 2022 Kodansha Manga Awards. This is really interesting. I love the political dynamics of it, following this orphan girl who has to take the place of the princess who had died tragically in an accident. Seems really interesting. I love the dynamic between our main characters, and I really enjoy the pacing and the depthness of this story. From Denpai, we have a few things here. First up, I did pick up the limited edition dust jacket of March Comes In Like a Lion, volume 2. The art was done by Kentaro Miura, the same person who does Berserk, but it's really nice to have this limited edition dust jacket. Of course, I showed up the volume last month of the actual physical volume that I picked up. I just picked up the dust jacket in that same package directly from Denpai. I did pick up this Boys Love one-shot, Toronto-kun and Kumazaki-kun. This is just a one-shot BL. I just looked it up online. It had decent enough ratings, and I was like, okay, let me just pick it up to support Denpai. Now, here's a controversial one-shot. It's a short story collection. This is Shintaro Kago's Pretty Girl collection, Super Dimensional Love Gun. And the controversy surrounding this is apparently it's super disgusting and not a very fun read. Now, if you recognize Kago, the name, it's because this is the same person who's done Dementia 21. And I love Dementia 21. And so I wanted to give this one a shot, but multiple manga tubers, friends of mine, have said this is absolutely awful, and it just makes me want to read it even more. From Alien Books, just 1 volume here, Fake Rebellion. I did a whole YouTube short on this if you are interested in checking out what this series is about and a more in-depth look into Alien Books themselves. Continuing with Square Enix, we have 2 volumes that have nothing to do with manga, anime, whatever. I have been in a massive Final Fantasy binge. I have just started getting into the Final Fantasy franchise. I absolutely love it. I've been playing through Rebirth and Remake. I just finished that one. I've absolutely been loving it. So because of that, I decided to pick up Final Fantasy VII Remake, Traces of Two Paths, a novel right here from Square Enix. And also we do have the massive Final Fantasy VII Remake, Material Ultimania, guidebook, art book. It has a bunch of interviews and stuff, and then along with that, a bunch of different art from the series, which is really, really cool. Looking forward to flipping through this. This has been a phenomenal game series to go through. I have been thoroughly enjoying it. It has been one of the most immersive series that I've ever been a part of, and it's made me really love to play video games again, which is why I'm not reading a lot of manga. Last but not least, we have a fat stack of things sent to me from the good folks over at Yen Press. As always, thanks so much to Callista and the team for continuing to support this channel and sending me manga on their behalf so that I can review it on the channel to showcase some new things to put on y'all's radar. First up here, we have an anthology, Bungo Stray Dogs Official Comic Anthology Volume 1. Looking forward to putting this in the Bungo Stray Dogs collection in the spin-off section. Next up, we have Volume 3 of Stray Cat and Wolf. This is by the same mangaka as Cheeky Brat, a series I dropped, but I really have enjoyed this one. As of late, I've read both volumes that have come out, but it's a music manga following this semi-delinquent guy who is a musician and this girl who's run away from home. She's in high school and she has nowhere to live, and he takes her in. It is an age gap romance. The relationship moves quite fast, but I really enjoy the chemistry between the two. Next up here is Volume 6 of Oshinoko. I've really enjoyed this series, and I've enjoyed the structure of the story, how you have all these mini arcs that get done in a volume or a volume and a half, but all the while there continues to be progression in this main mystery and continues to be shelled out. And of course, I love our characters. So yeah, this has been a really fun read. Volume 2 of a short series here, Witch Life in a Micro Room, follows two witches in this micro room as they try to make a career out of being witches in this pseudo world where witches are kind of viewed as idols. Somewhat interesting. I thought Volume 1 was just okay. I'm picking this up because it's cute, fluffy, and it's a short slice of life series, so we'll see how Volume 2 goes. So this next series I'm super excited to keep on reading, Volume 2 of God Bless the Mistaken, and it follows this really interesting world where there's these phenomena that happen, and it follows our cast of characters as they discover these different phenomena and how it affects the world and the people around them, and how these phenomena keep happening one after the other. It's really unique. I love the episodes, and I love how each chapter is a different phenomena. So yeah, it's a short series as well. I think it's only 4 volumes long, so we'll see how this one goes. Next up is another short series, Volume 3 out of 4 of Glitch, and it follows this world where there's these glitches in this city. It's like spazzing out in the sky. There's these like humanoid monster looking things in the city as well as like out in the open, and it's about this girl who's trying to discover this mystery. Really intriguing. Not a lot of development in the first half of the series, but I'm intrigued enough to keep going with this. We'll see how these last 2 volumes shape up. There's Volume 4 of an LGBTQ series that I really like. Probably my favorite one, to be honest with you. She loves to cook and she loves to eat. It follows these 2 adult characters. They live in the same apartment complex, and this girl loves to cook, this girl loves to eat, and that's how their friendship and relationship starts to develop. It's really wholesome. A great representative manga about just fighting for your identity and trying to get people in your life to understand who you are. And so I think this does a great job of illustrating that with the medium of food. So yeah, I can't wait to read this volume. Here we are with Volume 2 of After We Gaze at the Starry Sky. This is a BL series that I have not read yet, so I can't tell you anything about it, but we'll see how it goes. Now here's a really interesting series that I had to have them send me. This is Friday at the Atelier, and it follows this girl right here who is asked by this male painter to be a nude model and to be covered in fish. Very intriguing series. I'm curious to see how this goes, but yeah, it looks really nice on the cover. No, I'm not gonna unwrap the plastic. Next up here is Volume 3 of Tokyo Babylon in these new printings by Clamp. Very nice series to get reprinted. I semi-enjoyed Volume 1. You've got these people in Tokyo and they exorcise ghosts and spirits and stuff like that. Seems a little bit stereotypical. You've got these twin characters, you got some BL things in here. It's interesting. I'll see how this goes. Moving into the last part of the haul, this is the light novel section. We have The God of Nishi Yugahama Station. This is a one-shot, and it follows this train accident that kills a lot of people, and then each chapter is following a different person associated with this big train accident, and if they could go and visit their loved one on the train before the crash, what would they say? So they have the ability to go back in time basically and see and interact with the people that they lost. It was a beautiful story. I'll talk more about it in my reading log. It was something that I literally read first in the stack. It's very, very short at like 140 something pages, but in those 140 something pages, it was a beautiful, beautiful story. I cannot recommend this enough. The other small light novel here, we have Brunhild the Dragon Slayer. This is volume 1. I don't know anything about this, but I really do love this new printing by Yen Press. These small kind of pocket light novel volumes. They are hardcover with a really nice slip cover as well. So yeah, really, really nice Yen Press at $20. Definitely well worth the money spent, but I am super excited to get into this one as well. It looks super sick. And last up in the light novel section, we have A Certain Magical Index New Testament Volume 2. This continues off of the Old Testament 22 volume light novel series. So nice to finally have this printed in English and to continue the series on. And we've got some manhwa here. First up, we have A Business Proposal Volume 5. Then we have What's Wrong with Secretary Kim Volume 4. And then we have The Villainous Turns the Hourglass Volume 3. All of these manhwa are very highly acclaimed, great releases from Eyes Press. And of course, I can't wait to dive into these series as well. And that is it for my manga haul for May 2024. Now that I have a car now, a new car with a car note, I have no clue how my spending is going to be with manga. I mean, obviously it's going to take a very much a backseat. How much of a backseat it's going to take, I don't know, but that's probably for the best because I have a lot to read. As always, if you enjoyed the content of my videos, make sure you hit that like button, tap the subscribe button, hit that notification bell so that you know when more of my videos come out, and I will see you in the next one. Take care now. Bye-bye.